Hello and welcome everybody to 1995. This is the Callaway Great Big Bertha 1995. You can see Ruger titanium here. My understanding is the 1996 models lost the Ruger because Ruger made the originals, but they couldn't keep up with the volume, right? That's a lot of titanium, huge demand for this driver, very popular, 95, 96. So 95, 96, Callaway Warbird, Great Big Bertha. So the first question is, what were you doing in 1995? The second and slightly less important question is it less important? How does it compare to persimmon woods, right? Titanium, you think at this point they would be making huge leaps and bounds, and it would be way better than a persimmon. But just looking at the face here, which face looks more forgiving? And by what percent? Well, the surface area of the Great Big Bertha is 3% larger, and so you would expect 3% more forgiveness, which means 3 out of 100 shots that normally wouldn't find the fairway might find the fairway with this. Is that crazy? Like, it's not hard to see why it was still hard for people to adopt metal woods at the time, because it seems there's very small advantage. It's pretty lightweight. You know, actually, they're both pretty lightweight. This is a 1983 Ben Hogan Tour wood, by the way. So, 12 years before this, speaking of which, it's the 23rd anniversary of the release of this. 23 years ago, they came out with this titanium driver. And that's something else I want to talk about. Titanium. Revolutionary, right? Wow, is the first? No, it's not the first. Not in America, because there was another club that came out right before this one. And in 1990, all the way back, 5 years before this came out, Mizuno came out with a titanium metal wood. Mizuno's always they were always pushing the envelope. So, not very common here in the United States, but they were the first ones that I'm aware of that made a titanium driver. So, 5 years behind the times, but very popular. And this is kind of what I'm talking about. This popularized the use of these exotic so-called materials of titanium. And that is really what set the stage to really catapult us into this massive 460cc titanium driver world that we live in today. So we definitely need to have a closer look here at the grandfather. So the Great Big Bertha, is the original Callaway Big Bertha. Whatever, let's go have a closer look. This is pretty easy to identify because it says Great Big Bertha right here in titanium. Callaway Warbird, 10 degree, Ruger titanium in this case, S2H2, short straight hollow hosel. Yep, they got that. Check that off the list. A little ferrule right here. The face is lovely. I love this like fake faux insert they put right here so you can frame up your ball. Arrow, nice little faux insert lines right here. Beautiful face. I like the top too. The crown is beautiful. The silver makes it look large and imposing and builds confidence for somebody like me. Having a look here around. The toe here. The toe is very clean all the way around the aft portion, up here to the shaft. So running up the shaft, you'll see a Callaway branded shaft. Callaway Golf BBUL. Ultralight, maybe. Regular flex. And what looks like an aftermarket Golf Pride Tour Velvet grip. So the last thing we need to do is get this out on the range and hit a couple of shots. This club is amazing to hit. It's amazing. Now, it might just be the Georgia humidity, but this thing seems to slice through the air like a katana. Whereas my big 460cc balloons that I normally flail around feel like there's so much more drag. It might just be, my imagination or the humidity here. Now, I've actually never swung a katana or a sword at full chat, like in anger, so I don't know what that feels like. I was just saying things. Words are coming out of my mouth how I imagine things would be, so just remember that. So the important questions, okay? Great Big Bertha, now this is subjective and I want your opinions. Is this the best driver of the 90s? Or is this your favorite driver of the 90s? Okay, think about that. It's a tough question. I recognize that this was widely adopted, and it was an early model titanium metal wood. And as being widely adopted, it showed all the manufacturers, oh, we can be financially successful selling and making clubs like this. And that was a huge win for golf. Your 460cc driver that you're hitting off the tees, credit where credit's due. A lot of it came from this financial success, the business success of this club right here, titanium. Oh, that's a viable material to use for driver heads. Is this my favorite? I recognize it's important, but I don't think it's my favorite. Is it the best? I would say no, it's not the best, because there are some other clubs that I have right over here that I might put above this one, and you can guess which ones those are. So excited to read your comments. If you want to support this channel, there's an Amazon shop in the description below. Click on that. Whatever you buy through there, I make a few pennies. I can use all the pennies I can get. Thank you for everybody that's made purchases in the past. So golf, it's so much fun. A rich history with just materials and club heads and the equipment. It's amazing. And I really appreciate your support. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button. Thank you so much for watching. I am the Vintage Golfer.